talked about the Padres and the Red Sox and the story that broke on Monday about Jarren Duran. I think those trade talks have already gone off the table. Now, Duran is outfielder, 274 career hitter, some pop, a lot of speed on the bases. He put together a good year and a half in Boston. But at the end of the day, there's issues with him off the field. There was mental health issues. There was confidence issues. And so he really struggled. But I don't think that's the reason the Red Sox are shopping him. Red Sox have critical needs. They need pitching. The Red Sox need a first baseman, or the Red Sox need a third baseman. The reason the talks have stalled or may have already ended before they just got started is that Boston said, you want Duran that solves your problem. I want Luis Arraez. And I don't think San Diego is going to do that. And then I was told they wanted access to Michael King. Well, you can't, even if you get Duran, you can't create another hole in an already thin rotation by putting Michael King in there. And I was told that Luis Campusano's name was thrown out there along with other assorted younger prospects. Boston needs players today. Also, now that the word is out that the Bo Sox are shopping Duran, they're getting calls from a lot of other people who probably have different types of resources that can really help them. So I think the Padres are out of the Duran conversations before it ever got started because Boston said, Arraez. That's not going to work. However, other names that are out there, Padres, Pittsburgh. Now, this might not be sexy, but this would fit. It would fit the budget. It would fit the need in the position and would fit because of his career. I'm talking about Andrew McCutchen.
Hey.
Andrew McCutchen wants to finish his career in Pittsburgh. He's very well respected, good clubhouse guy. He's a right-handed version of Jason Hayward. He's hitting better than Jason Hayward. I was told they could get McCutchen on a very low price contract for just a minor leaguer. Keep an eye on that. There's another name in Pittsburgh, Brian Reynolds, outfielder. Now, he's got a bit of a bigger contract. He's had good years. He's had some bad years, etc. But Brian Reynolds might be on the trade block, but the Buccos want pitching. They want guys that are close to being major league ready. I don't know if Preller can afford to make that kind of transaction. White Sox, Luis Robert. I mean, what a mystery. This is a great talent. This guy's got a great glove. He can fly, steals bases, and he just does not hit for 2+ years. Came up and did very well very early. Now, I don't know whether Luis Robert can be your left fielder because he is more of a center fielder, but he's available. But again, you're not going to get him cheap. You're going to have to give up something of significance to get him. But dude is only hitting 177 this year after a really crummy season last year. So his name is out there. The Baltimore name that's surfaced is Cedric Mullins. Now, could be a walk-free agent. That'd be a rental with a chance to re-sign him. Power, runs really well, younger guy, more center field than left field. But if you're a great athlete, I think you should be able to play any of those garden spots. But Cedric Mullins is available. Baltimore's got no pitching at all right now. And again, that falls back to the issue with the Padres. Who have they got they can trade from the mound? That's another issue. And the fourth one is unique because I liked this guy before. And I had mentioned years ago on this podcast, why not take a flyer on this guy? Harrison Bader. Flies. He runs everywhere. Good glove, a little bit of pop. Dude does not hit 177. He might be available in Minnesota, although Minnesota's in a pennant race, but he's not the star with the Minnesota Twins, but he might be out there for something else. So that's where the Padres are right now. I've been told the Duran thing is off the table. I think the Pittsburgh thing is really got potential. And again, that's short-term Andrew McCutchen rental, but you just need somebody to fill it and do a good job there. And McCutchen's a really good clubhouse guy, kind of like Jason Hayward. So, John, they threw a lot of names up there on the board. You wouldn't trade Arraez to go get Duran, would you?
No, not at all. But there's some interesting names on that list. I mean, the first, you got to go to the White Sox. Those trades with the White Sox have worked out really well for the Padres. But isn't Luis Robert making like a ton of money?
Yep.
So I don't know if we could afford a guy like that. Same thing with Andrew McCutchen, but By the way, you ever notice that Andrew McCutchen, I haven't been able to completely figure this out yet, but his body proportions are slightly different than a lot of other athletes. Have you noticed
Yeah,
that?
he's muscular.
Well, he's strong, but it's like his torso is like a little bit shorter, relative to the length of his legs or something like that.
The word of the day is compact.
Yeah, he is compact. And then the other name on there that you mentioned with that Harrison Bader, because I remember him with the Cardinals and I think the Yankees.
Yes.
I didn't even know he was in Minnesota.
Yeah, he went there this past offseason. Kind of moved around. I think he can play every day. He did play every day, but he got hurt and then came back. But again, he's not going to scare you, but he's reliable. He's a younger version of what McCutchen has become. So that's where we are now. A little bit disappointed about the Duran situation, but when a Boston guy told me, no, they want to rise. No, that's not going to work. Not in San Diego's standpoint. Because now you're going to get a left fielder and create a hole at first base.
A rise at Fenway. I mean, he could get kind of clever there with the Green Monster. I can see why they might want him.
Oh, he'd be slapping the ball all over the joint.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's where we are. I don't think that trade is going to come down. So that's all things Padre baseball as it relates to the trades. You're a Padre fan, feel free. Join us. Fans Forum chat box is open of those names that we mentioned. I want you to respond to today's hot topic. You wouldn't trade a rise, would you? If you put Camposano in a deal, I don't know how much market value he's got. Somebody else has got to be put in the deal. Who else is going in the deal? So Padre fans Forum chat box is open. You're hitting leadoff. This is the hot topic on the table. Feel free to jump on board, give us a question, make a statement. We are not done with baseball. Next